everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today we are doing update number 5 for Partners in Cream. Of course, main details of the project created by Steph and Dallin. It focuses on using up your non-powdered items. I have 5 makeup items that are kind of on a rolling style, goals to meet. And when I meet my goal in one, I bring something else in. Last month, I had a goal that I wanted to have one of these items finished. And not only did I finish that item, I met my goal in finishing a second item. And I have decided to declutter a third item. So of the 5 items that I currently have in this project, there was a lot of movement happening. Apologies for losing the voice, but we'll just power through. So without further ado, let's talk about the 5 items that I have in this project. First up is my Mary Kay Whipped Eye Cream in the shade Tiki Hut. I will throw up a video of where I was last time so you have a sense of comparison. Now this, I kind of use like a recovery eyeshadow. And what I mean by that is, you know, you've gone to work with a complete eyeshadow look. You come home, maybe that eyeshadow's a little bit faded throughout the day. So I will go in with this and then just use this as a touch-up item and just gonna swipe this all over the lid. Really nice and easy to do. Depending on the time, maybe I'll do that 2 times over a day, kind of depends. So that's why I prefer to use this because this also fades off the eye, but I kind of want to get use out of it anyway. Now my uses this month are pretty good, although they could have been higher. The reason why is because in panning cats and dogs, I have an eyeshadow in that I'm using for the same purpose. The prompt is to rescue a makeup look, so I'm rescuing my eyeshadows. That has a goal of 10 uses, so I could have had more uses on this. However, I did reach for this one 16 times over the last month, bringing me to 39 uses in the project, which brings me down to here. Again, for a potted eyeshadow, I do feel like this is moving very quickly, which, you know, is great. It's not my favorite. I'll be glad to have this used up. It's going to take nowhere near as long as Socialite did. But yeah, I want to get the use out of the item, so that's why I'm using it the way that I am. Next up is my Nude by Nature primer. And you guys, I am shocked. Shocked. I've been complaining about an air bubble in here, and one of you guys in my last video left a comment just to go like, really hit it on a table, right? And like, I had done like a lot of this on my hand, so I'm like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I didn't think too much of it. Thank you so much, because I'm done. Look how big that air bubble is. This is where I was last time. And despite having used it a ton in this project, I'd only gotten it to here of what I could really mark because that air bubble was still just helping to push out tons of product. Technically, from this point, I only used it an additional 15 times, bringing me to 90 uses in the project to count this primer as finished. Again, shocked. Didn't see it coming. But the timeline does make sense. This is update 5. I did use it a little bit before this project, so I'm very excited because I have so many primers. Oh my gosh. Next up is my Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Mine is in 01 Cool. As you can see, we're getting really, really low. I was here last month. This is where I'm at now. I've used this 17 times since my last update, so bring me to a total of 110 uses in the project from this point here, some usage before this project. And why I've paused it here is because I can't pump anything else out. Now, what I have learned, unlike the Bourjois foundation and deck of panning, and I wanted this to stay nice and settled for you guys, but I can fairly easily pull some product just from scraping the sides, trying to dump it out. So I am going to try over the next month to see how far I can go with it. Once it becomes too much of a hassle, that's when I'm going to stop. But that is the plan for this one because we'll see how much further down I can get it. And for the item I was trying to finish for this update, this is my Item Beauty Air Hug Concealer in the shade 110. As you guys know from previous updates, the stopper is out and it is fairly cleaned off in there as much as I can. I've been doing a lot of, and that keeps happening, I've been doing a lot of scraping around the sides and the brush is coming out, I mean, okay, now it's doing a little bit more, but otherwise fairly dry. Basically, my stopping point for this product was when I was trying to apply concealer, particularly underneath the eye area, and it felt dry, it felt kind of scratchy, and that's where I'm going to call it, like, especially that under eye area, you really don't want to irritate it. So I am calling this done, and I'm so excited. I used this an additional 30 times, and that brings me to 165 uses in the project. This was a big concealer, I feel like, 10.8 milliliters. So, whew, there was a lot to cover. The last item in the project is this Maybelline lipstick. This is their cream lipstick in 211 Rosy Risk. Now, this I had in my work bag, so I would reapply this at work 1, 2, 3 times a day. It's kind of like a reapplication color. Originally, my goal with this was to use it 50 times. Then last month, I changed my goal to, I think it's starting, like, I think it's on the start of turning. Like, there you can see the color. I will actually just swatch it for you. There it is. I'm not the biggest fan. I feel like it's not the most complimentary color, but it was easy just to throw on the lips. So I used a decent amount of it. I think it was unused when I put it into the project. That is how much I have of it left. Last month I said I wanted to keep this in until I was going to declutter it, because as soon as I would take it out of this project with a usage goal, it probably wouldn't get reached for, and we'd just let it expire. I actually reached for this 27 times over the last month. Again, strictly as a reapplication product at work, which brings me to actually 61 uses in the project. And what I've noticed with that higher usage on this item is, like, my lips didn't feel the best, right? So I've decided, like, at least I got some usage on it. Again, you can see it a little bit better here. There is some usage on it. And I have so many lip products that if I'm trying to use an almost expired lip product, other things are going to expire in my collection. So I have made an executive decision. I am going to add this to my declutter pile. You're probably going to have to see a video coming up sooner rather than later, because I've got some stuff. Got some stuff going in the declutter pile, unfortunately. So subscribe so you don't miss that if you like declutter videos. But I've decided that this is going to be added. It is just, it's getting to that point of expiration, and my lips just aren't feeling the best afterwards. So this is going to go. Which means that we have an empty on the primer, an empty on the concealer, and an empty on the lip product. So we have 3 items that we get to roll in to replace it. And of course, as you guys know, this is my basics everyday kind of project. So we are going to replace the primer with a primer that I have been using. The primer that I'm going to be bringing in now is from NYX. This is their High Glass Face Primer. There we go. That's the name of it. This one is in the shade Moonbeam. So this is a glowy primer, and I do like my glowy looks. It's pretty high up there. I have used it a couple times. I've marked it here. And we're going to see how this one goes. But it's a very glowy. It's been layering well with other products. So I've been enjoying reaching for it. It's not pilling. I haven't tried it with sunscreen yet. I could have done that today so I could report back, but it'll come. It'll come. So this is going to be my new primer that I'm going to continue using. To replace my concealer, I am going to roll in my oldest concealer I have in my collection. And I'm sorry, guys, but this one's going to be really boring for you because you cannot see through the packaging. And that's because this one is from Mary Kay. This is their Perfecting Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. Now, as you can see, this is definitely like maybe a little bit more like my winter shade. At least it's going to be brightening. I have used 1 or 2 of these before, so there's not much, unfortunately. I can only talk usage, but I have been using this for the last couple days, so I just finished off that concealer, and we're going to kind of go from there. In comparison, this one has 6 grams in it. And finally, to replace the Maybelline lipstick. So I am, if you're familiar with my other projects, I'm going to be in need of my overnight lip product. And this is getting older in my collection. I've decided it is time to pull it out. This is my Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. This is This one is in Peach Iced Tea. Now, you guys know from some of my other videos, I was using like the mini sample size in Berry. I've used 2 of them in the past. They take me forever to go through. So this is also probably going to take forever, but at this point, it is brand new. I'm excited. I think this is going to be great for summer, super summer appropriate. And so this is what I'm going to be using every day as my overnight, obviously. I'm going to use this every day as my overnight lip mask. So I am very excited to incorporate this staple in. In terms of goals for next month, again, the thing I want to finish is the Charlotte foundation. Again, I'll just kind of be stirring it around, dumping out what I can until it becomes too much of a nuisance. So just a little bit left, and we'll see how far down I'm able to get that. So I still should have 1 new empty for next month, meaning new foundation coming into the project, which will be super exciting. But that is going to wrap up today's 5th update for Partners in Cream. So let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. I appreciate your understanding as I'm working through the sore voice here and losing the voice. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.